one burning question that all students alike have is the need to understand the industry setup, the economy of the country that they are visiting, right? And which are the top careers, hot careers, so to say, in the destination country that they wish to study in. And so I thought, why not talk about this in one of my videos, and that's what I'm doing here today. I'm going to talk about the hot destinations for some of the countries that you would consider studying abroad. My name is Anand and I'm the founder and mentor of this platform called mentorscapital.com. We really do believe in the power of mentorship, and one of my primary tasks is to help students find appropriate programs and careers in order to pursue these abroad. The response to this video will probably also lead me to explore other destinations, but in today's video, I've sort of restrained myself to a few destinations in and around Europe. So let's get started. As the name suggests, we at Mentors Capital really do believe that mentors can make all the difference. And most of the points that I'm going to make in today's session are also, some ideas that have come through from mentors who gone, explored careers, explored programs of studies in foreign lands, and their opinions and their research can really guide you in making better informed choices, right? Although I have indeed considered the point of view of various mentors, a large part of today's video actually comes from research on LinkedIn, their published sort of documents, and also some specific job vacancy related posts across various countries. The countries that I have considered are the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and other European countries which are hot destinations such as Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, and so on and so forth, right? So those are the countries we look at, those are the geographies we will look at, and the assessment is more on the lines of which are the job titles and job roles that are actually in demand in these countries. All right, let's get started with the UK. I'm just showing you the top 6 careers in the UK. There are many reports that publish the job vacancies by industry and by job title. And what stands out, I think, is that most of the biggest requirement of jobs in the US is for healthcare professionals, right? Now, that's something that you don't hear very often, but it's actually true of the UK and a large part of Europe as well, right? In fact, there's a severe shortage of healthcare professionals. This has been exacerbated by the COVID pandemic. And so if you're studying medicine, if you're studying pharmacy in India, then I think pursuing a master's degree in the field of healthcare is actually going to be really impactful for you, because these are domains where they need a lot of healthcare professionals, a lot of demand for social work professionals to help people with mental health and obviously hospital and healthcare, right? So that's something that is really in demand in the UK. A second sort of big component of job demand is that of technology, right? So obviously UK continues to have a large demand for people in software, people with data analytics profiles, people with cloud and computing expertise, as well as expertise on AI and machine learning, right? Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud are the most sort of in demand sectors, and pursuing a program in these areas can really set you up for a lucrative job. A third aspect that I think we need to be prepared in today's evolving business landscape is the fact that, well, most countries and economies are seeing a boom of startups right now. I know that the slowdown and recession has sort of affected this, dampened the mood a little bit, But startups and small setups continue to drive growth and employment in these economies. And so what that means is that there are a lot of roles also around digital marketing, around acquisition of customers, around handling accounts, and performing analytics and data analysis on whatever is the customer data, on revenue data, and so on and so forth. So there's plenty of opportunities there. And last but not the least, I think UK, but more importantly, the rest of Europe actually is going through also, a core industry renewal where I think a lot of opportunities exist in the field of HR, in the field of basically hiring, and also in the field of managing, the basic tasks around core industries like power, like construction, like e-commerce, and so what I'm trying to say is that there's a great demand for job roles around project management, and project management could span multiple industries, but the role itself is one of coordination, is one of understanding, the business, understanding the business requirements, and making sure that the core requirements are met in time, and that things are moving along in an efficient manner, right? So those are the job titles I'd say are probably more in demand, if you're looking to study in the UK. Is the situation different when it comes to other areas in countries in Europe? Well, one of the most important countries to pursue master's program is France, right? I think a lot of management schools, a lot of B schools, a lot of programs offering specialized masters in France tells us that, well, this is a country that values education and gives importance to degree holders, right? But where are the jobs here? Again, not very surprisingly, a major chunk of the demand happens to be in the field of computer science, software, and technology, right? And the key roles that are in demand also tend to be around software engineering, data analysis, and even the growth of the boom of e-commerce and fintech and some of these sunrise industries has meant that there's a huge demand for roles like project management. Again, not a big surprise that medical professionals are in a high demand, but like most other booming economies, like most of other economies that are trying to sort of cope with the recent spurt in e-commerce activity, I think there are a lot of opportunities also in to be a business account executive and to handle large accounts, especially in the field in client servicing fields like advertising, in digital marketing, and also in fields of consulting, right? So that's actually a big boom, and the fact that e-commerce has taken off in a major way means that there's still a great demand for retail and wholesale domains, right? Which means that there are a lot of stores that, I mean, we hear about big stores actually closing down, and retail actually making space for e-commerce, and while that's largely true, it turns out that there's still a very large demand as economies have come back to the offline mode. Shops have opened up, schools have opened up, hospitals have opened up, and so there's also a comeback to selling, and so retail and consumer goods still would be areas that have sufficient demand. And goes without saying that obviously if you're looking to find work in France, then having a working understanding of the language is going to be a key determinant, right? All right, let's move on to Germany, another sort of favored destination for Indians. I think a primary reason for that is also the fact that a lot of German universities, at least the public ones, offer education for free, right? And if you already did not know that, and I would really encourage you to research, on the public universities in Germany and the kind of opportunities that they can offer. Remember, Germany is one of a country that stands out in the European Union because it's one that has managed to sustain its growth, and amidst all the chaos that was happening over the past decade in Europe, Germany managed to sustain its own, right? And Germany is traditionally known to be, a haven for engineering and technology, right? And so, quite unsurprisingly, from that perspective, I think the top demand for job roles happens to be around, electronics and telecommunications, around uh, software engineering, computer science and technology, data analytics, business analytics, and I think one area which most people from India do not consider for studies abroad is that of civil engineering, right? And even construction management, right? In fact, I'd say the broader field of engineering management is one that you should consider a lot more seriously if you're applying to some of these growing economies, because as you see world around us, there's a greater need to sort of embrace newer forms of energy, to make sure that urbanization and development happens at the same pace across all strata, right? So this, what this means is that, and obviously one trend increasingly is the large amount of immigration into some of these economies of advanced economies, developed economies of the world. And so what this means is that there's a huge demand for setting up new power plants, for setting building roads, building residential and commercial spaces. And this has meant that at one end there's a huge demand for technical roles on project managers, on construction management managers, architects, and project managers to execute projects of that scale. But at the other end is also the need to come in with the business expertise, right? Is not just focus on the technical aspects of engineering, but also to come with a business perspective on how to make a niche in such times of demand, right? So keep that in mind if you're applying to Germany. And is the situation different in some of the other areas in Europe? Well, not really. So I think when it comes to areas like Netherlands and Belgium and Luxembourg, I mean, these are smaller economies that are still uh, you know that are still churning out professionals and have carved out niches for themselves. And so while Switzerland at one end is a country that's hugely focused on robotics and the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence into computational fabrication, into automation. And Netherlands, on the other hand, has sort of taken a lead in energy, right? And sustainable energy. And I think the anybody who's sort of read up or visited Netherlands will testify to the fact that the whole economy is sort of and the population is sort of focused on sustainable living, right? And so those are hot sectors that are specific to particular geographies. But overall, I think if you look at other parts of Europe as well, I think one, technology is still a major draw in terms of jobs. So if you come in with software background and having written superior code and you do a master's degree, then the role of a project manager, the role of a data engineer, or even a data scientist on some really exciting projects could be something that you could look forward to. And at the other end is the fact that since a lot of startups and a lot of mid-scale organizations, mid-scale sort of companies are coming up and are trying to hold their own. In fact, a lot of internship hiring and a lot of co-op programs that are run tend to rely on these smaller startups. And so there are a lot of opportunities also in terms of managing accounts and bringing greater revenue by that way, bringing greater efficiency and even scale up faster. And so those are the kind of business roles that probably are in demand: business development, account management, data analytics and business analysis are key areas to find employment in. I think if I want to sort of finish this analysis on a note, I think I'd say that yes, there's a huge demand for business, right? And it continues to be so. But you'd be naive to think that getting a job right after a business degree is going to be easy, right? If anything, it's going to be one of the harder jobs to get, because they tend to be a cut above the normal executive level roles, entry level roles. that and hence will also, see you face a lot of competition from the local population, right? But when it comes to technical areas of work, whether it's technology, engineering, medical science, or even actually education, right? It turns out that these are areas where there is shortage of, qualified personnel. So it'll be much easier for you to find a job. So if you're coming in from one of these, specific niche fields, I think give yourself a pat on your back, and then put your efforts into finding the university that gives you the pathway to success that you deserve. Well, I'm going to sort of quickly close with with a view of the top industries, that top areas of study that you should consider, right? Obviously, healthcare and engineering sort of tops the list, but also some of those hybrid fields like biomedicine, like sustainable energy, like agri business, agricultural sciences, and then the bread and butter for the world over is consumer goods, is financial services. Today's world, I think digital media and digital communications is extremely important. In a post-pandemic world, I think everybody, every country, every economy is trying to focus on hospitality and tourism, and so that is also an area that you could pursue abroad, get some finer detail, to study, and then come and apply back in India. And finally, I think HR is a field that is in shortage of trained personnel world over, right? And so any sort of postgraduate study that you do, any sort of expertise that you can gain, especially if you can marry, technology with knowledge of human psychology, I think that becomes a deadly combination to find yourself a really top-paying job, right? So those are the top fields, and I hope that this helps you make up your mind. Do reach out to me, and the link in the description will help you, reach out to us, and probably give us suggestions on what specific things do you want me to cover in my future videos, right? I want to finish on the note of also telling you what we as a company, as a platform do. Well, our services are pretty straightforward. We help at every step of the admission journey, which means at an early stage, we help you with college decisions, with shortlisting, which geographies to study, which programs to suit my profile. This then is followed up with support for the applications that you wish to develop, that you wish to go ahead and create. Every step of the admission journey, whether it's writing SOPs, whether it's even crafting your story. I think most of the time, I think conversations with mentors tend to center around, is this a valid goal? Is this something that is attainable as an international student? And are there opportunities in these fields or not? And then how do I craft my story around the available gaps, right? So application support, writing essays, and recommendation letters, even preparing you for the online assessments is something that we consider as our forte. And finally, the extremely diverse sort of pool of mentors that we have can really give you a sense of the actual interview processes, of how successful candidates navigated these processes, and what are the important personalized feedback that can help you get there, right? Well, I'm gonna finish on this note. Do reach out to me if you need any help, any assistance, or have any query that needs answering. My name is Anand Venkatesh. I wish you all the best with your career aspirations, and look forward to hearing from some of you.